Now, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be starting something a little bit different than what we've been doing in the past. In today's video, I'm going to be doing we're going to be creating a website, or starting with a website. But, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. But the first thing that you need to do is, if you do not have Visual Studio Code installed, you need to get that installed, because that's what we're going to be using. Because, with websites, they use something called, what's called a HTML file. And that's what, and also a CSS file, and those are the two that we're going to be using in this series. But yeah, if you don't have Visual Studio Code installed, go ahead and install it. I will leave a link in the description to where you can install that. But go to it, and just to start off, I'm going to go ahead and create another folder. And I'm going to create a folder on our desktop, and I'm just going to call this, and you can call it whatever you want, whatever you like. If you have a business or fundraiser you have, or anything like that, you can just name it whatever. But I'm going to just call it website tutorial. Alright, now open up the Visual Studio Code, and we are going to open that file, the folder up. So just go to open folder, and it's on my desktop, so right here. Alright, and just open that folder up, and then it should bring you to this. You ain't gotta just exit out of this tab right here. Now, in order to test out a website on this, we're going to go ahead and install the extension for that. And if you go down here, you can see Go Live. That's to where you can kind of test it out. As long as you save it or whatever, it'll update in real time. So I'm going to go over here to where it says extensions, and type in extensions, and it's the one right here where it says live server. If you don't have, which I've already got it installed, but just type right here live server, and it should be this one right here. There's probably a few more you can use. You can kind of browse through these and see which one would probably be the best one. But we need the one for, yeah, we need this one right here, because that's for like HTML and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, that should be all to get us started. But I'm going to go back over here, and the first thing that we need to do, I'm going to go ahead and create the HTML file. So just go right here to create new file, and I'm going to call this an index.html. And you have to have one of the pages called index. Preferably the home page. You have to have it called index, because when you, I guess, I'm not 100% sure on why you have to call it index, but I guess it's something to do with, like, if you upload it to a server, that's what the server looks for. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but you have to have one of them called index. And then the .html is a file it is. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just create the CSS file, because we'll be using that in this video too. So I'm just going to call this in style.css. Alrighty, and that should be all that we need for this video. And now one kind of trick that I like doing is I like to pull the style over here. That way I can look at both of them at the same time, so I don't have to keep clicking back and forth. But for the HTML file, we will actually need to. Now, the one thing that I love about Visual Studio Code is the fact that there's a lot of shortcuts you can use on it. So just click the shift, or type in an exclamation point, and then hit enter, and it types in every bit of the stuff that's required for you to have on the HTML files. I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit. Should be it. And then, like, right here it says document. I'll just go ahead and type in something just so we'll be able to see it. But if you go right here to where it says go live, and you hit go live, it'll pop up your website or whatever. But you can see right here it says document. That's because of it being right here, the title of it. That's how it gets the title right there. So I'm just gonna call this in website tutorial. Alright. So now I'm going to just go ahead and start making the actual website itself. Now HTML documents is made into like kind of like a div tag, or not div tag, but like tags, and pretty much you can add parameters to this, like scale it how you want it. You can add, like, if you do something like text, you can edit the text or do kind of special effects to it and all that. But for the first one, I'm going to do a div tag. And what this div tag is going to be, this is going to be the container where we contain the entire web page, which anyways, it's going to be the home web page. But yeah, everything that we do is going to be done inside of these. So I'm just going to, and another thing too is it kind of makes it organized web, but we can actually give this div tag a name. That way, like if you have another div tag involved in this and you go over here and style it and you just hit div, it's gonna apply that to all of the tags. So we want to actually add a name to this, so all you gotta do is hit within inside the let's center these signs, whatever. I had a brain fault there for a minute, but anyways, just hit class, hit enter, and then just type in whatever name you want to name it. I'm gonna call this in container. Yeah, that should be okay right there. I'm just going to hit container. And now for this one right here, I'm going to hit, I'm going to go ahead and hit add a tag to container. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add the size of the web page. So for this one right here, I'm going to do dot container. And you have to do a dot container anytime you create a class. You have to put a dot in front of container, because if not, it's going to be looking for the actual tag itself and it ain't going to be looking for the class of the tag. So just do dot container, and if it wasn't a class, all you would do is type in container. And we also got to spell it exactly the way we spelled it before, and I done it with a capital C, and do the curly brackets, and within inside the curly brackets, that is like everything like within inside the curly brackets is going to be for that one. And that's really all the setup you have to do in order to edit the tag, whatever. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do a width. And this width, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add something into it for now. So I'm going to add 1024 pixels. And for the height, I'm just going to do auto, because I do not know what the height is going to be yet, because I still have the header and all that, but everything is going to be fit within inside of this width right here. But yeah, now I'm going to go in and actually, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and create the all the tags that we need. So for the first one we have, I'm going to create a header tag, come down 2 spaces, and then I'm going to add a main tag, come down a little bit more, and now I'm going to add a footer tag. And to get us started, this is all we're going to need. It will be a lot more to it, but just for now, this is all we're going to need. So go ahead and just inside of the header. Actually, I don't need those at all. In this video, I'm not going to be doing like any actual text or anything like that. I'm just going to get the actual structure of the website done, and then in the next video, we'll start actually adding stuff to it. But yeah, now come down, and what I'm going to go ahead and create the header. And like I told you before, we don't put a dot in front of it now because there's not a class to it, and we just want to get the actual header file. Now do the width. I'm just going to do auto because we have the width up here. And now for the height, I'm just going to do 200 pixels for now. Not 2,000. That would take up a lot of room. And a background color. And that's a good thing I like about this, is everything is just straightforward. Like, as long as you know how to spell it right, then you should be able to know exactly what to put in there. And it helps out that it gives you suggestions too. I'm just gonna pick a random color, something that sticks out right now. So I'm just gonna do green for now. Alright, and if we hit save all and then pull up our website, you should be able to why is it not doing that? Oh, that might be why. We have not linked this style.css file to the actual website yet, and that's the reason why it's not working. So all you gotta do is hit link, and yeah, just type in link, and you'll be able to see link CSS, which is the CSS file, and just link that together. Alrighty, and now the style sheet, that is just the name of that, I guess. But the href, that is the actual file itself. And since, that's just default style.css, and that's what we named it. That's the reason why I named it style. But yeah, if you name this anything else, whatever, you'd have to actually put the name of the file in it. But yeah, that should be good right there. And now if I hit save all, and I'll have to restart this because I accidentally exited out. And voila. And you can see it right here. And one thing though is, it don't need to be shifted to the side like that. It needs to be in the dead center. So, and we need it all to be in the dead center, not just the header. So that's where we will come in and edit the container. So just come over here to where it says .container, and then what we want to do now is, they have two different things. They have a margin and then the padding. I think the margin is on the outside and the padding is on the inside, if that makes any sense. And I'll show you exactly. I might have that backwards actually. For some reason I can never remember these. But anyways, one of them like on the inside, like let's say you have this box right here. The padding is going to be on the inside. Like if you do a padding of 10 pixels, it's going to bring it on this side. But if you do a margin of 10 pixels, it's going to be bringing it on this side. So therefore, if we do like a margin right or margin left, it's actually going to bring this outward. So there's going to be like a space right here, so it's going to be in. So it ain't going to be all the way to the side right there. So just go ahead and I actually need the margin right, left. And I'm going to do auto. And the reason why I'm doing auto is I'm going to do a margin right auto as well. And pretty much if you got the margin auto and then the margin left auto and then margin right auto, it's kind of going to be battling it out between each other, so it's going to kind of settle in the dead middle. So that's the reason why you do auto, and I'll just go ahead and show you now. And voila, it's in the dead center. Alright, I'm just going to minimize that. And now for the main, I'm going to just go ahead and add a main to it. and the width. And actually, I'm kind of lazy, so what I like to do is anytime you have something like this, just copy and paste it. Because it's going to be the exact same thing anyways. I'm going to do this one up to 700, since this is going to be where all our content is at. So it needs to be a lot bigger than the actual header. And for this right here, I'm going to do aqua. Same thing, I'm just going to copy and paste it. I mean, you ain't got to copy and paste it, but when you have like a lot of code, it's really handy to just copy and paste it. I know a lot of people might say it's lazy, but really and truly it is not. It's just a lot smaller. And then for the footer, I'm going to do it 150 because it don't need to be as big. I mean, you can do it as big, but I mean, you ain't got to. So 150, and then for the background color, I'm going to do it as let's see. I'm going to do it magenta. Alright, and now if we go over to save all, and then we can look at it, and voila, there is our miniature web page. And now one more thing too is, now we ain't actually going to add color to the web page. We're going to add we might add like a picture to that, like a logo, but it ain't going to take up this whole spot. But we are going to be using the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add, go back over to this, and I'm going to put that on the second line and add another one, and I'm going to do this and add body, and that's going to be for the actual body of it. So just do body, and then alright, so I'm just going to do background color. And I'm just going to do the background color. I'm going to do it more like a gray. Alright, and so that should be okay like that. Alright, and it is done. And I also don't want it to be like the green and it goes straight to blue. I want it to be kind of like a little gap so you can see the background color in it. I don't want it to be touching each other. So I'm going to go ahead and add that into it also. So, let's go up here to where the header is. I'm going to do a margin top. I'm going to do 10 pixels. Then I'm also going to do a margin bottom 10 pixels. Might be a little bit more, but I'm just going to do 10 for now. I think that'd be alright like that. I'm going to go ahead and do 20 pixels, but I'm also going to go ahead and do it for the other two as well. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy again and just copy and paste this. Just going to copy and paste that to the other two. I should have went ahead and just changed this beforehand, but it'd be alright. just gonna go ahead and save it and see what we got. And I think that'll do pretty good. Now we might make this a little bit bigger. The only problem with that is I think I have mine set to like 1980 or some pixels or something like that. But somebody that ain't got a screen or something that'll fit that, it'll be kind of like stretched out or anything like that. So I might just leave it at 1024 for now. Alrighty. I think that's going to be about all that I'm going to do on this video. But in the next video, that I might actually take some of the web page and then actually add content into it. Like I'll do stuff like the navigational bar. I'll do it on there. I'm not. The one thing that I always have trouble with on stuff like this is kind of like the actual personalizing it, because I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that. But I might attempt to do like a logo and stuff like that for this. I'm not 100% sure on that part yet. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here, and I will go ahead and see y'all in the next video.